Everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be jumping into redoing the water cooling loop on this machine right here. It's been about 5 years since I built it. The loops or the water blocks are starting to get a little clogged. Figured it'd be a good idea to go through and clean everything up. A couple of the big things I'm going to be doing is when everything's out, redoing the cable management and swapping to new fans. I got these Phanteks M25 120 G2s, both reversed and the regular, so all the reversed ones are going to be going into the case, and then the top ones up here are going to be the normal to just vent the air out of the case, so we have some positive pressure. It's gotten extremely dusty, and I figured having positive pressure is going to make a bigger difference there. One of the other things I got was the Corsair Hydro X Series blue coolant. So I've heard some good things about it. Gonna see if that makes a nice difference in temps after I repaste everything and go from there. I don't think I've really talked about this machine much. It's got a Ryzen 5950X, 64 gigs of the Trident Z memory, and the graphics card's a PowerColor 6900 XT Red Devil, so it's been working great. Just it's time for the fluid change and get this green stuff out, possibly fix some leaks, go from there. You can actually see the water level on the reservoirs a little bit lower. We're going to be turning that sideways and having it fix this annoying little tube coming up, and just hopefully have a nice clean soft tube build. I actually got some new tubes that are sitting behind me, and we'll go from there. Hope you enjoy. Alright, quick update. This is where things are at. Got the graphics card out, most of the tubes out, the distribution plate at the back out, all the hard drive cages and stuff. You can see there's a little bit of fluid left in the GPU block. And then if we come over here, got the pump out, got the nest of cables. Here's the graphics card. The really fancy pattern here, but you can see just how disgusting these tubes are. So this is part of why I'm swapping all this out. And back here we have the distribution plate with all of its tubes. So here's current progress. And then I also found this. These are the new filters. These were the old ones. They go in this bits power piece between the glass here. And you just see how gross that got. So I'm going to be swapping those out with the new ones as well, and just cleaning everything. So here is the top radiator. It's a cross flow, so you go in from one side and it goes all the way across to the other. And here are the new fans that are going to be going on it. Let's take a look here. Haven't actually opened this up yet, but here we are. These are nice. They all are strung together. Oh, that's awesome. So out of the package, they came already linked, good to go, and you just have to get them on the radiator. Basically just can drop in like that. If I open that up, we got a little box of accessories. So these are the little covers that go over the screw holes right here. We got the screws, we got cables. I think we're good to go. I'll do an update here in a second once I get everything mounted. One other thing I wanted to mention here is these were the old fans. So they're about the same depth, which is the 25 millimeter, which there's actually some clearance issues in the case that require this. But look at the cabling here. So we have this huge bundle right here. It's 2 wires per fan versus 2 wires coming off of this. And these can be daisy chained, especially for the RGB, to make things a lot easier. Okay, I've got the other 2 radiators in the case. Basically, the hardest part is going to be down here. So one of these is going to have to go from here to here somehow, or here to here, and then in or out up to the crossflow radiator. But this was a spot that I had a lot of problems with before, where I had my drain plug down here. There's actually a spot right here for having a dedicated drain plug. There is some movement in the radiator right now, and coming around to the other side, I can almost get to the drain plugs there. I don't have to modify this case anymore. I did have to cut this out down here as a modification to get that radiator to fit, and then up top I had to trim this, and back here for this one to actually get the crossflow radiator to fit. So what I'm going to do now is try and figure out the best way to route down here and still have a good drain spot. Alright, time for a little show and tell. So basically what I have going on down here, it's a little confusing, but we have a fan that fits. And if I take the fan away, I'll just set it right here for now. We have our drain valve. We have this T right here, so fluid can just come out straight here. This is going to go up. This one is going to go right back here. You can see that's maybe 1 inch, 2 inches, and then this one's going to go up. And from what I had planned here, I have the pump right here. It's got the little 90 with that, so that's going to be on the back side here. It's going to go down into one of those, come over here into my little flow meter, which I like aesthetically, and then up here we have the 90 that's kind of facing back on the distro plate. That's actually going to go into this 90 here, and then the fluid's going to come out. So this upper left reservoir on this is going to be the cold side, and then the lower one is going to be the hot, and that should work. So I'm going to get the fans in here after tightening everything up and see how we do. Alright, so another update, just got this tube in, front radiator's mounted. This one's still kind of hanging out in the back, but I do have this entire fan daisy chain ready to go. I've decided to use the full connector on each fan group rather than splitting them up. For example, here is the other one. So another group of 4 fans. So the plan is to get these fans in first, because these fans are going to block this, and then get the pump mounted, and then get the motherboard in, get the pump mounted, and go from there. But we're getting close. I think everything is in. Just need to run the tubes and we should be good to go. As you can see, that this is actually sitting a little bit further back. What I'm planning on doing is having this meet up here instead of with the graphics card, and having the flow meter meet up with the graphics card. I think it's going to look a little bit better right there. These should be good to go here, and then this is going to go to the top radiator. I think I'm going to have this tube here, or this one, meet up with the radiator over here. I guess I wasn't showing it, so this one here, it might just go straight into the pump, and then this one up to the radiator. See how it fits and keep you guys posted. Alright, the loop is complete. A couple things that I made changes to. I put an extension here, and then had it loop here. That it looked better and it's easier to maintain. All this is good to go. And then over on this side, we have that shooting down here into here, and then this one is going up into the pump. So what I'm going to do now is fill it up, see if we have any leaks just from sitting there, and then I'll get everything else wired up. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. It looks sweet. Alright, so it has been, let's see, just about a week since I started this project, and it seems like everything is finally settled out. Things are good on it. I've had to top off the fluid level about twice at this point. Just, it's working all the bubbles out of the system, and they all seem to congregate down here in the reservoir, so there's not much I can really do about that. It's just the way the loop is wanted to work. And filling it back up is as simple as just unplugging everything from the back, turning the case 90 degrees, and then adding more fluid to the reservoir. So it's not that bad, but it's a little annoying. There is a super small leak that has shown up. It's just in this bottom T in the front. So if you watched when I was doing this area, that little spot seems to be giving me some problems. So there's not much I can really do about it at this point without having to tear everything back out. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it. If it keeps leaking badly, then I'll tear everything apart. But it's a small leak that only happens when I fidget with it. So if I don't mess with it and try and drain it or anything of that sort, because that's the only time I'd really mess with it, it should be fine. The only other issue that I can say that I had, that if I do tear things apart again, would be I'm going to end up daisy chaining all of the fans together instead of putting individual, basically putting them on their own banks of fans and having individual RGB and fan control for them. I'd rather just have them all on a single wire. It made doing cable management suck a little bit. So went from, let's see, there's 13 fans, so 26 wires for all the fans to 8, because there's 4 different banks of fans here. So if I dropped that down to either 2 or 4, I think that would make a huge difference just in terms of wiring everything up and keeping it easy. So that's future plans for future me to deal with. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a ton of fun doing this. It was a little bit of a all-nighter project, but it was worth it. And going forward, we're going to start doing some more game dev. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one. TJ out.